John L. Brown, Bar Home. Today, I'm going to teach you what to buy, what not to buy to start your home bar. So you can learn from me and all the gadgets and stuff that you don't need to make really great drinks at home, right? Because that's the goal, is to make a really good drink for yourself, to impress your significant other and your friends. So that's what this is all about, is making drinks at home to impress everybody. First thing you need is a book. I brought this one out because this is what started it out for me. I do have several books, you can look behind me. But this is the one that started it. It's called The Curious Bartender by Tristan Stevenson. It was a Christmas present from my bonus daughter, Allie. Got me started. It has classic cocktail recipes in it, as well as his riff on those classics, which gets you to think about how a cocktail is created and the different things that you can do with the different base spirits that you choose to make a drink with, and fruit juices and soda and all sorts of other aperitifs and vermouths and all sorts of crazy stuff. But get a good book like this one to start you off with, and then get yourself a little notebook to write down your recipes in. This is very important because a couple of my early recipes I thought were really good, but then I couldn't recreate them. Like, oh, I forgot what the ratio was, and it just didn't quite taste right. So trust me, when you make something good, write it down right away so that you don't forget it and that you can make it again and make it an even better cocktail. So get yourself a book, get yourself a notebook. This is actually my very latest purchase, but I should have gotten this in the very beginning. So I want you to get this in the very beginning. And quite simply, it's a bar mat. And why you want a bar mat is when you start mixing, things are going to get spilled, right? It's just natural. So this is a place for all those spills to go. So the counter remains really nice for all your guests and for yourself and for your wife or significant other, so that they don't have to clean up after you. So get yourself a bar mat. This one is by Trifecta Barwares. Got it on Amazon, I think, for less than $10. So now that you have your bar mat, now we need something to make a cocktail. So you have two choices. One, if you shake drinks, you need a shaker. Very simple. We'll put this strainer over here. But this is a weighted shaker. It's my favorite one. This black one is by Kotori. So Kotori makes this one. Weighted shaker, shake it up, pour the drink out. There you go. So you need a weighted shaker to make a shaken drink. Some other ones that I have a silver one. Don't ask me why I got a black one, but I just like it better. So I use the black one. This one sits in my cupboard, but just get one. Maybe if you come over to my house, I'll let you use this one and we can make drinks together. So that's an idea too. So at least I have a spare shaker if anybody comes over. There's other ones too. I don't know what this one's called, but I hate this one because it has a small top and I can never get it off. See, I can't even get it off when there's no drink in there. But when you shake a drink, it gets cold, so everything kind of shrinks up. These I just find hard to use and hard to actually get the drink out of, so I would just avoid it. Another one, this one's really fancy. It's an antique shaker that my son Maddox got me, but I'm afraid I'm going to break it, so I just rarely ever use it. But there's different shakers. This is my favorite, the weighted shaker. Then you need a mixing glass. This is my favorite right here. It's a tulip, and this is a Kotori. You'll see these classic ones in bars all the time. I like the tulip. I don't know why. I just gravitate to it. I use it all the time. This one, usually I put all my bar utensils in. So, but whichever you decide, there's a tulip, there's a Kotori, but you will need a mixing glass to make your stirred cocktails in. So we'll set my choice over here, and we'll put this back over here. Now you need something to actually measure the ingredients that you put in a cocktail, and I strongly recommend that you measure and you don't just blindly pour stuff in. I've seen plenty of videos out there that are freaking hysterical, but they don't lend to making a good cocktail. So I would get yourself a really good conical jigger. This is my go-to, my favorite. And why it's my favorite is because the measurements are actually on it. So this side right here is a 2-ounce pour, this is a 1-ounce pour, and then on the inside there's lines to tell me what a 1/2 ounce is, what a 3/4 ounce is, and what a 1.5 ounce pour is. And then I have the little mini one, which has 3/4 ounce on one side and a 1/2 ounce on the other, and then a 1/4 ounce on the inside. So good conical jigger, you need one of those. A couple other ones, a couple, I guess, things to do or not do. This is a 1 ounce and a 2 ounce on this one, on this side, but there's no internal measurement for a 1/2 ounce, 3/4 ounce, or 1.5 ounces. So you're flying blind if you get yourself one of these. You can make basic cocktails in it, but you're probably going to go just a hair above basic at home. At least if you follow Bar Home, you will. So get yourself something more like this. And this one was kind of cool. I saw this bartender use this, and she was just amazing the way that she could pour drinks. So she was just like pouring, and just had it all down. Plus, this one actually has ounces and it has milliliters on it. A lot of recipes from Europe are in milliliters, so you can measure those recipes with this. The problem I had with it is I just couldn't figure out the measurement on the inside as I was pouring, and I just didn't seem to get the right ratio. Now, a lot of you out there are probably smarter or more agile than I am. Maybe you can use this one, but this is my preference. But here's another one. I think I got it on Amazon for less than $10. So now you need something to stir your drink. And this, I would say, I actually have even more than this, but you need yourself a bar spoon. The trick about a bar spoon is just find something that you like and that you can stir with, that it's comfortable in your hand. And believe me, they're all a little different, but something that you're going to use to stir for 30 seconds to a minute. So it's got to be comfortable, something that you can just, show off and you look good doing. This is my go-to right here. So we'll put that in there, and we'll put these over here. So get yourself a bar spoon. Now, let's talk about the strainers. So you saw my one strainer here, right? So this is for your shaker. So this is a shaker strainer. The purpose of the strainer is to keep everything that's not the drink inside of the vessel, such as ice or little bits of fruit or herbs and that type of thing. So that's what you're using the strainer, is to pour that drink over ice or up neat, however you want that, or whatever drink you're making. So, but you need this type of a strainer. Several different kinds. I would just make sure that it goes in your shaker properly, and there's not an excess of room, obviously, because things are going to fall through into your drink. So make sure it just fits. And then a pet peeve of mine on shaking drinks. You're shaking it, it's getting nice and cold, then you pour it up and there's ice chips in it. I can't stand that when I see that in the bar. I don't know, it just drives me crazy. So take a little extra time, get yourself a double strainer. So on a double strainer, you got a bunch of ice chips and stuff in here, you're pouring it into your glass, you use a double strainer to take out all those little extra bits of crap and ice that you don't want in your drink. So get a double strainer. This is just a kitchen strainer, so just get a small one that you can do this with. Pretty simple. We'll put that in here. Then lastly, you need a julep strainer. Oops, I shouldn't have put that in there that quick. A julep strainer is for your mixing glass. So you'll use that when you stir a drink, and then you just lightly pour the drink into the glass, and this keeps all the ice back. You really don't find any ice chips if you stir properly, so there's no need for a double strain on a stirred drink. So there's your julep. So you have 3 strainers, right? You have your shaker strainer, you have your double strainer to get all that crap, or keep all that crap and that ice from getting in your drink. Then you have your julep strainer. I'll put the spoon back in there, your bar spoon. And then you need some other accessories. A muddler. So this is my favorites for like Cocktail Kingdom. 1, because of the name, it's called a badass muddler. 2, because it weighs like 3 pounds, so if somebody doesn't like your drink, you just rap them on the head and tell them to keep their opinion to themselves. Just kidding. I always love everybody's opinion because it's all about trying to figure out what other people like. but I guess if an intruder comes in or somebody gets rude, you can use it. But it's called the Badass Muddler. You get it on Cocktail Kingdom. And the great thing about it is because it has a lot of surface area. So when you're muddling a piece of fruit or herbs or whatever you have in your drink as you're preparing it, it just makes it really easy and quick. Avoid the smaller ones. I love this one. My lovely wife got it for me. I know it was like over $40, but surface area is so small, so I'm always just sitting there, you know, trying to muddle. It just takes a little bit longer. It's a little bit cumbersome, but just avoid these smaller muddlers. Okay, so avoid those. And if you can't find the Badass Muddler, you can just find another muddler that has a nice surface area to do the muddling with. Okay, and there you go. Couple more things. Then you have your tongs. So I love these for when I'm entertaining because it makes me look really fancy and cool. And what I use them for is, one, to put the garnish in the drink itself. So you take your little sprig and you set it around top of your little ice cube. It looks all fancy and everyone's like, "Ooh, look at John Brown." So they do fun stuff like that. And plus, you can pick your ice up out of the bucket and put it into your mixing glass or your shaker so that your germaphobe friends don't think that you're getting germs in their drink. Which, if you're making a drink with alcohol, I don't know how many germs are going to survive really. But nonetheless, it's clean, looks cool, and it's just a great accessory for the home bartender. And again, these are under $10 on Amazon, or you can go to Cocktail Kingdom and get one as well. One other one is a channel knife. You can't really see it, but it's got a little channel in there, but that's what you use to create the twist. So a lemon twist or an orange twist, any sort of citrus. I've also used it to kind of carve out a nice little cool design out of an apple and then put that on a drink. You could carve out your initial as long as it's all together in one line like a J for John. Or you can figure it out. But it's just a cool little tool, again, to make things easy, to make a twist for garnishes and so forth. So we have that. A couple more things. Summer's coming up in Arizona. It's really hot outside, so that means tiki drinks and drinks using like a Collins glass, which means crushed ice. So I have a Schmallet and a Lewis bag. So the bag itself is a canvas bag. It's somewhat waterproof-ish, but you load up your ice in here and use your Schmallet to crush the ice and create crushed ice for your tiki drinks or any sort of Collins type drink for enjoying yourself out at the pool or really anywhere where it's hot. So you have that, and then the last thing is to get a nice apron like you see here. I can't remember, well, I remember where I got this, which was actually during Arizona Cocktail Week, but I actually had probably a little too many cocktails, and I can't remember who actually I bought this from, but she was a nice person, and she's here in Phoenix, but she custom makes these. It's great because once you start to get the hang of it and make cocktails at home, you'll look cool in this. Plus, it'll keep you from getting stuff all over your clothes. You can put your cocktail book in the pocket down here in case you forget your recipe. Keep your phone in here, and just you look like a home bartender. So this is what you see right here. It's really what you need. Don't make the same mistakes that I did buying a bunch of other crap and it just sits in the closet, and this is what I use. I'm John L. Brown, Bar Home. If you have any questions, you can message me at Bar Home, or you can look me up on Instagram or on Facebook at John L. Brown, and I'd be more than happy to help you out. And if you have any good tips that you want to throw our way, go ahead and do it. Thanks, and have a great night. Cut!
Oh my God, you're so cute.
Why are you laughing at me?